All right. Good morning, everybody. Psalm 35 today. So, listen, all of Psalm 35 is about David asking God to protect him from his enemies and to vindicate him, to take care of his enemies for him, to make war against his enemies and to make them pay. So, David must have been in a really difficult time emotionally. And even just in real life when he wrote this, and we know that David spent decades with Saul and Saul's men chasing him through the mountains and trying to kill him. And we know there were times when they got close. Um, so they were constantly after him, slandering him, setting traps for him. And, I'm sure it wore on David's heart. I'm sure it wore on David's spirit. And so a lot of these Psalms are him asking God to vindicate him, asking God to protect him. In fact, it just starts out the first couple verses, and they are representative of the entire psalm, really. He says, "Plead my cause, O Lord, with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take hold of the shield and buckler and stand up for my help, and also draw out the spear and stop those who pursue me." He just needed God's protection. He just was in a situation where he felt inadequate to take care of himself, and he needed God. And sometimes, we find ourselves in situations where we just don't have control, and we don't have, we're not able to take care of the situation in any way. We don't have control of it. We're not able to stop it. We're not able to do anything, and we just need to ask the Lord to intervene. But what David says next, after what I just read, the very next thing he says is really what sometimes we really need. He says, "Say to my soul, I am your salvation." So he's asking God, and again, this whole psalm is him asking God to physically intervene in the circumstances on his behalf. But at the second part of verse 3 there, we get a little insight into what he's really at. He's saying, "Say to my soul, I am your salvation." You know what he was saying? He was saying, "God, I really need to know inside that you're here. Inside of me, I need to know that you're beside me. Inside of me, I need to know that you really are watching over me and you really are taking care of me. Say to my soul that I am your salvation." The worst part about being in difficult circumstances is that we feel all alone. And I mean spiritually, we feel all alone. We feel like we're just there by ourselves. And you know what? If you feel that today, you just need to cry out, say to God, "Say to my soul, I am your salvation." God, let me know that you're here. Just let me know somehow, some way inside that you're here, that I'm yours, and that you're taking care of me. It only happens inside of our heart, and it only happens inside of our spirit. In fact, David writes in Romans chapter 8, I think it's in verse 16, he says, "It's the Spirit that bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God." You know how we know we're right with God? The Spirit bears witness with our spirit. I know some people probably think it's kind of arrogant when other people say, "Well, I know that I'm right with God. I know that I'm going to heaven. I know that God has given me his salvation." And they think it's arrogant because they know your life, right? And we know our lives too. And so it could sound arrogant, but the thing is, the Spirit bears witness with our spirit and lets me know that I am a child of God. I know because the Spirit is in there. And sometimes, I'm in difficult, dark, trying circumstances, I need that Spirit to just kind of connect again and just say, "Hey, you belong to God, and he is taking care of you." So just ask the Lord to do that today. If you find yourself in a tough time, just say, "Lord, say to my soul, I am your salvation." Verse 9, "And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation." Just rejoice in the salvation of God. Rejoice in the fact that you are a child of God. There was a time when Jesus sent out his disciples and they came back, and the scriptures say that they were rejoicing, and they were all excited. They were like, "Man, Jesus, even the demons are subject to us in your name." And Jesus said, "You know what? Don't be excited about that. Be excited about the fact that your names are written in heaven. My soul shall be joyful in the Lord, and I shall rejoice in his salvation. Take these words, faith the day. Even if it's a tough day, faith the day. God bless you. Bye. Love you guys.